It'll be 40 years to Shahenshah in few years now. How do you look back at Shahenshah and how it was born?
How do I look back? I'm still eating. My kitchen is stocked because of Shahenshah. I still get money from the sale, resale, OTT platform, whatever it is. I get a lot of money. How did it happen? We had made two films which had not run. Ye Ishq Nahi Aasan, my brother's production, and Duniya Meri Jeb Mein. Both these films did not make a name for themselves in the box office. The only way of survival was going to Amitabh Bachchan. But Amitabh had gone through some kind of problem, health problems. And Jaya said, Tinnu, as it is, he's going to reduce his work. If you have to impress him, you have to impress him with a script. I came home wondering how can I change things, write a new script for Amitabh. And I remembered in my school days, college days also, and also Hollywood Now, Superman was the topic of discussion.
Okay.
And then I decided, what if my character is like Clark Kent of Superman, who's a coward, who gets scared.
Yeah.
He works in a publishing house.
Newspaper.
He's a journalist.
Yeah.
Always runs away from violence, from crime, but to save that person, he goes and hides himself and tears open his costume and becomes Superman. So that same man is Superman and he's Clark Kent. So I thought of this cop who has a topi, ulta, sida, eats pan dribbles down his mouth, lips. And that very same guy, in the night, becomes Shahenshah to destroy the enemies of the state. He knows he cannot do it wearing a uniform because there are various levels that he'll have to go through. Politicians, his seniors, corrupt. But whereas Shahenshah, he has his own judge, he has his own courtroom, and he gives punishment himself.
So that arm was replaced, like
Arm
cape.
has another story. You know, I had designed a costume with Akbar. Akbar was the designer of Amitabh. That was a given. And I had designed a leather costume with a rope hanging around the shoulders.
Which is still there.
Which is there.
Yeah.
But the arm is new. I'll tell you why. Because Amitabh fell ill and he announced that he will not be working in films again. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my worst period. He went into hospital, British Candy.
Yeah.
And indefinitely. Very bad shape, very, very bad shape. After that accident.
After Kuli
accident.
accident.
And an announcement came on Monday or Sunday that Amitabh Bachchan will not work in films anymore. And I had spent a lot of money for an outdoor schedule. I have creditors coming to my house now. Look. And meanwhile, what Akbar did was, there was a film being made in the South with Jitendra. He was Jitendra's designer also. So he gave that same costume with the rope to Jitendra. I was heartbroken. I said, you can't do this here. But then I also had a feeling that, theek hai baba, my film will never be made. But slowly, Amitabh came back. I started making corporate films, shooting in Gurgaon. But his brother told me, Tinnu, don't worry, I've come to know your condition. Creditors, ye, wo, hand, ten. But if Da comes back, he'll finish his unfinished 2 films. And after that, if he's still in a condition to start work, yours is the first film we'll take. Oh. So, there was some kind of hope, ray of hope given by Bunty, his brother. Gathered courage, we waited. And finally, I was told to come to Chandivali studio, where Amitabh was shooting for the first time in Bombay. So I went there, and he said, Tinnu, I've come to know everything. Don't worry. And then lunch was being laid. He says, खाना खाएगा? और तीनों के लिए प्लेट लगाओ. I said, नहीं सर, भूख नहीं है. खा क्या है? I said, नहीं, भूख नहीं है. Now they started eating. Ramanathan, his friend and confidant, Amit, eating lunch, and I'm just, pushed this plate away and he said, ऐसे नहीं होगा. तू बैठा हुआ वहाँ पे खाना नहीं खा रहा है, हम लोग खा रहे हैं तेरे सामने. Not fair. मैं मतलब फिर fair बात सुननी है आपको, सुना देता हूँ आपको. एक आपका जैसे ही सक्सेसफुल आदमी, रिच मैन, खाना खा रहा था. वहाँ पे एक आदमी पहुँच गया कि मैंने बहुत दिन से खाना नहीं खाया सर, थोड़ा सा कुछ दे दीजिए. तो मैं हट, डिस्टर्ब मत कर मेरे को, खाना खाने दे. आ गया बीच में मांगने के लिए. तो मैंने कहा, उस आदमी ने रिप्लाई किया, सर एक काम कर दीजिए ना, आपको भूख लगी है, आप मुझे खा लीजिए, मेरी आपकी भूख मिट जाएगी, मेरी मुश्किल आसान हो जाएगी.
And he got your point.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Because immediately after that he said, it's our promise. Let me see how I work. I'll be working very slowly now. But first film I'll do is your film. Don't worry. Go. Aram se jao. Now came the day that dates were being discussed, costumes were being discussed, everything was being discussed. Costume. For years Akbar had been designing his costumes. I said, I will not work with Akbar. No, sir. And he knew it. I'm very stubborn. He said, why? I said, because he gave my costume to Jitendra for a film, Aga Shola. I said, that is not done. And he didn't even tell me. He should have told me, is it possible, is it okay? He didn't even consult me, nothing. He just took advantage of the situation. And that's not done, Amit. I'm not going to go to him. He said, then who will you go to? I said, Bada Saab. He said, Bada Saab, he designs for cricketers and all that. I said, yeah, he's very good, he's young. He said, okay, let's see what he comes up with. Yeah. How are you thinking? What are you thinking? I said, I will come up with something, don't worry. I spent days and days with Kishore Bajaj over the costume of Amitabh. Until we found an ad in a magazine, a fencer's ad. He was wearing this kind of
And that's how it was born.
Later on, Hollywood copied that year
Yeah.
from Shahenshah. Hollywood में देखो एक फिल्म में बनी है, Marvel series में. That man is wearing the same arm, same.
Now come the how we also remember Shahenshah for these iconic lines. रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं, नाम है शहनशाह. And there are many lines. Even you made an alcohol label very famous.
See, I'll tell you. Yeah, all these lines come from my father.
Yeah.
Yeah, total credit goes to him.
Yeah.
And his vision and his logic behind it. One day I told him, Dad, you write very poetic lines. You know, we are all English medium school. We don't understand them. और आजकल तो college students, they watch films. उनको समझ में नहीं आएगी. उनका बेटे ना समझ में आए. लेकिन समझ लो किसके साथ काम कर रहे हो तुम. ये बहुत अच्छी लाइन थी अमिताभ के लिए. जंगल में शेर जो है ना, वो वेजिटेरियन खाना नहीं खाता है. वो मटन खाता है, चबाता है, एंजॉय करता है. तुम्हारे पास शेर है, ये मत भूलना. जो डायलॉग बोलने के लिए उसकी आवाज है, बोलने की पर्सनैलिटी है, तो उसको मटन दो खाने के लिए.
Should match the quality of this.
वेजिटेरियन नहीं देना.
The line should match the personality.
Absolutely. And Amitabh speaks those lines very beautifully.
So did you all know
So he
when
fights with me little issues, but when he comes in front of the camera, oh, he's there, all there.
But did you all know that ये line will become iconic?
We knew it would become popular, but iconic होंगे 40 साल बाद में भी लोग वही लाइनें बोलेंगे, ये नहीं मालूम, ये नहीं मालूम. In fact, I got a message one day from Amit saying, could you have thought these lines will become so iconic till today? Today also. कि KBC में जब भी मैं जाता हूँ, Tinnu, there's someone quoting my line from, either from Kalia, कि वो बोलो, वो लाइन बोल दो. इतनी आइकॉनिक हो गए कि यार मेरे पूरे डायलॉग जो पुराने डायलॉग वो सब मिट गए हैं. अब सिर्फ ये 2 डायलॉग लोग कहते हैं रिपीट करने के लिए. I think that's the strength of my father. My father understood you.
But do you remember when you look back at Shahenshah, is there a scene you think the one you enjoyed directing the most, or maybe you were very innovative with the staging,
Shahenshah, yes, the climax.
the courtroom?
Stunning courtroom. And you must know, the audience also listening to me must know, that was written on my father's deathbed. He called me to the hospital and we had just shot the breaking open of the courtroom door. You know, the car goes through the jeep. And my father was in hospital. He had had a massive heart attack. The doctors had said, okay, very few chances of him living. And my climax had not yet been written. And he had called me specially. He said, Tinnu, this is a father's promise to his son. I will not leave my work incomplete. I will complete it. I will give it to you. Then I will go. And he wrote the entire climax from his hospital bed, dying. And what a climax. It was a stunning climax. Each and every dialogue, and each and every moment. Only thing is, there were about 14 pages of dialogues, continuous dialogues, if you see the climax again. And I just went and I told my father, how am I going to do this in my mind? Come into my mind and give me my shots. And literally that happened. Everything became smooth, clear as absolutely as if I was going to see it on the screen. And that's how the climax is. Each and every composition also has the climax. So that's not me, it's my father.